Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Thank you so much for joining us. I am April Carter. I'm a team member with Tennessee Nonprofit Network, and I am so excited about the conversation we are about to have. So if you're familiar with Tennessee Nonprofit Network, you have seen that we have a huge event coming up April 18th in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we are partnering with United Way of Greater Chattanooga to bring you the Nonprofit Talent and Culture Summit, April 18th, 8 to 5. And I am here today with one of the incredible session speakers, Eric Ayers. He's going to introduce himself in just a little bit, but he's going to be talking about organizational culture with a very, very special breakout session. So, Eric, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your role at EMC Squared.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Eric Ayers, and I have been in nursing and nonprofit for over 20 years. And that led me into all kinds of different avenues, which allowed me to offer my own business. So started my own business, EMC Squared, and it began as a business about balance. And that was balance in your personal life, in your professional life. And then it became so much more. So ultimately, EMC Squared is a coaching and consulting business. And I offer ways to help you see the world through a different lens. So through the coaching, that can be mindset shifts. And then in the business world, that's where my passion comes in, and that is innovation and educational design.
Oh, fantastic. 20 years. That is absolutely amazing. And so your session, creating a culture of sustainable change, an inside job. I absolutely love that title. So just give us a quick overview of the session and what attendees can expect.
Yeah, I'm first of all, I'm really excited. This is kind of the framework of everything that is me going into this session. And the best way I will say this, I'll say it two ways. One, I believe that those with inside of our walls are the most important aspects of our businesses. Ultimately, the people have the power. And if we have a way to get them on the same page, I mean, they will go above and beyond. And one way to do that is I'd like to think of something I heard from Matthew McConaughey, who said the best way to set your day up for success is to set your coffee maker to go off 2 minutes before your alarm clock. So that way, when you wake up, you smell it, and it's like, oh, I'm going to hop up and then I'm going to seamlessly grab my cup of coffee. And my first step in this marathon known as a day has been seamless, and it flows into every other aspect. So ultimately, we're going to look at innovative ways of how we can create the sustainable change within organizations.
That is so fantastic. That is genius because that coffee is what gets me going in the morning. If I can just smell it and know the opportunity to have it in my hand is there, it is a bit of a motivation. And so, and I also love how you tied all of that together because when we say talent, we are talking about the people that's doing the work within your organization and the skills behind them. And when we say culture, it's just the environment in which they are doing that work. And so, for
Right.
your session, creating a culture of sustainable change, just like why is that relevant, and how would that connect to the nonprofit sector? We on the surface we know, but just go a little bit deeper into that.
Yeah, for sure. So one thing about the nonprofit is it may not be as well funded as some of these, billion-dollar industries. So where do we find our value? And it's the value creation or value expression within what we already have. And without going into the details and giving away the punchline, so to speak, um, I will just say that this to me is so profound in the nonprofit world because this is where I found myself as a staff nurse, bedside nurse, tapping into human design through design thinking and seeing other ways of doing things and adding value from where I am because I was the one put in charge of taking care of whatever we are changing in the industry, in the organization, I was the person at the bedside having to put that change into action. So flipping it and allowing me to be part of that process to create what needed to be changed was huge. And that was kind of step one. The other aspect of why this is so important is because change is inevitable. If COVID taught us anything, it is there's always going to be disruptors. Doesn't matter what it is, if it's a person disrupting, if it's a pandemic, if it's a just a new cultural trend, there's always going to be disruptors. And if we are set up, if we have our coffee makers set up, ready to go, when that change comes in, we're on top of it. And it doesn't hold us back. It just tells us, hey, we're growing with this change, as opposed to being kind of behind a bit. It's like if the coffee maker's set up and the power goes out and you wake up and your coffee's not ready, you still saved yourself a few minutes because everything's ready to go. You just have to hit start now, right? It's you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from where you are now. And that is the beauty where that lies in continuous innovation.
Oh, I absolutely love that. We are so excited for your session coming up. We just have maybe less than 50-ish days coming up. And so when they walk into your session, Eric, tell
Yes.
me, what are two words that describe you or your facilitation style?
Oh, this two words. That's difficult. I'm a lover of words, so it's
Ooh.
always a challenge for me to break things down into small. But I would say interactive and passionate. That would be the two things.
Oh, fantastic. Is it, what is the word? Is it Lego file or something like that for people that love words? I ran across that word last week or the week before, and I was like, that is fantastic. I'm gonna use that, but I immediately got it. And
Fair
so,
enough. I'll have to look that up.
so final question. Now, when
Yes.
we're talking about talent and culture, there are four things, well, more than four things, but there are four key things that usually can connect a staff, volunteers, board members in a way like no other. And so if you had to choose one of these things to connect, to develop a sense of talent, culture within your organization, which one would you choose? Good food, good music, a good book, or conversations around a good binge-worthy TV show?
Oh, these are all so good. And I can see them all working. I'm going to have to say music because music has an energy about it that can just grab people and bring them together and make them feel familiar, even in an unfamiliar area. And I'm blanking on the guy's name, the composer that said, music is heard in the silence between the notes. So to me, as you were saying that, that's what I was thinking is the group of people coming together and their words were the expression of the silence in the music.
Fantastic. You are a lover of words. I love the way you phrase that. So if you want to hear more from Eric and his session, Creating a Culture of Sustainable Change and Inside Job, make sure that you are inside the Nonprofit Talent and Culture Summit, April 18th in Chattanooga. Registration is open and it's still time to get your early bird seat, so make sure you register. Go to tnnonprofits.org to get your tickets. Eric, we look forward to seeing you on April the 18th. Any closing words?
I was just going to say thank you so much. I'm very excited and I cannot wait to see you guys there.
All right, fantastic. We hope to see you there and we'll see you at the next session.